It's possible that the intervention of a grand entity, like an all-powerful God existing outside our universe, could destroy our tiny world. That might be why they've never revealed themselves. Then again, maybe they've hinted at their existence by creating religion, or by planting the idea for this video in the mind of a handsome YouTuber. Hello, and welcome everyone. Every now and then, Vaifash makes videos debunking certain spiritual beliefs. This unintentionally leads many people to believe that current science has disproven the existence of God. We know so much about how the universe works that the belief in a creator actually becomes difficult to explain from a scientific standpoint. Science has given us an enormous amount of knowledge. Every few years, the total amount of human knowledge doubles. Thanks to physics and cosmology, people know what happened to our universe from a tiny fraction of a second after the Big Bang. Chemistry helps us understand the complex reactions between atoms and molecules. And biology has mapped our entire genome, telling us how our cells function. But can this vast storehouse of knowledge disprove the existence of a mysterious entity that existed before and outside the universe and created our universe in the first place? Let's jump into the time machine and zoom back into history a bit. The 19th century was the period when science first made major gains against the dogmas of religion, which had dominated human beliefs for thousands of years. In the 1800s, paleontologists and anthropologists found Neanderthal remains in Belgium, Gibraltar, and Germany, proving that humans were not the only hominids to live on Earth. The fossils and remains of extinct animals and plants further proved that flora and fauna had evolved, lived for millions of years, and then died, giving way to species that were better adapted. These important discoveries set the stage for Darwin to publish his theory of evolution in 1859. 8 years earlier, French physicist Léon Foucault had demonstrated that the Earth was rotating on its axis by using a special pendulum named after him. The Foucault pendulum consists of a heavy mass suspended by a long wire and a fixed point. When you push it, the pendulum moves back and forth. If the Earth were stationary, it would continue to swing back and forth in the same plane. But because the Earth is rotating beneath the pendulum at a rate of about 1 revolution every 24 hours, and because the Earth's rotational momentum is conserved, the pendulum's plane of oscillation also rotates very slowly. This effect is most apparent at the poles and almost non-existent at the equator. If you arrange a series of steel balls around a Foucault pendulum placed at the South Pole, the pendulum will knock them all over within 24 hours. Back to the main point. Geological discoveries in the 19th century generally destroyed the young Earth hypothesis. The young Earth hypothesis states that the universe, the Earth, and life were created by God somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. Today we know that the Earth is billions of years old, not thousands, as some theologians had calculated based on counting down the generations from the time of Adam and Eve in the Bible. In other words, science completely defeated the Bible's attempts to explain the origin of the world. But contrary to the beliefs of many people, that doesn't mean that science has disproven God. No, science isn't prejudiced against God. And in fact, modern science still can't, even if it wanted to, prove or disprove the existence of an omnipotent entity like God. Oh, and it should be noted that the God that Vaifash is referring to here doesn't just stop at God, Jesus, or any of the gods, or Buddhas in specific religions. We're talking about the one and only God, an omnipotent entity that is believed to have created the entire universe and reality. If we say that God doesn't exist, then what created the universe? The Big Bang, huh? Are you guys sure? Then what created the Big Bang? Checkmate. Cosmology has taken humans a very long way into the past of reality, of space and time. But the final stop for cosmology is the Big Bang. It can't take us back before the Big Bang to meet God. or at least to see if behind the bright light of the Big Bang there's God or something cool. Biology has given humans the smallest pieces of the puzzle of evolution. How the first living organisms appeared from inanimate matter on the planet, how they transformed into eukaryotic cells and advanced life forms with complex structures like humans, animals, and plants. But biology also has to stop before one of science's greatest mysteries, which is consciousness. How did consciousness form inside living organisms? Where does your and my perception of reality, of life, of society come from? What allows humans to understand the mysteries of biology, physics, mathematics, engineering, and medicine? Even science doesn't know. So how would I know to share with you guys? Leaving aside the unanswerable questions about consciousness or the nature of the universe, there's something right in front of our eyes that we still can't understand. Why, in the infinite number of universes that may be existing parallel to ours, is there one universe that's been tailor-made for life? And why, in a universe so harsh that most places in it are born to destroy life immediately, did a planet Earth emerge with over 8 billion people, 1 billion cows, 34 billion chickens, and 20 million trillion ants? Wait, what was that again? Our universe isn't harsh? Are you kidding me? Did you try searching on Google? No. Look up at the universe and see how many things are eagerly waiting to kill us. Most of the planets in the universe are either too hot, too cold, or too toxic. 99.999% of the volume of the universe is a vacuum with temperature and radiation sufficient to kill you almost instantly. The orbit of the sun and the galaxy will sooner or later, for sure, bring us close to a supernova explosion, ready to wipe out the ozone layer and kill all life, or give the whole world a tan and cancer. We're also scheduled for a galactic collision in 4.5 billion years. An event that scientists say, oh, it's okay. But I'm not so sure. And further away is an ever-expanding universe, with the endpoint being absolute zero and everything stopping. Whether you admit it or not, the universe as a whole is clearly not a human Garden of Eden. Earth is hardly an ideal place for life either. Suitable, maybe. But ideal? No way. Volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, lightning. Whatever you choose, you're done for. 2/3 of the Earth's surface is ocean. You can't stand, let alone live there. Half the land on the planet will freeze you to death or starve you. Mass extinctions, epidemics, climate change. Killer asteroids can wipe out life on a large scale. 99.9% of all species that have ever lived are extinct. Even our planet is scheduled to melt down in 5 to 7 billion years. Doesn't sound like God created the universe as a Garden of Eden for his children, does it? Well, not exactly. The universe, while not a paradise for life, could have been much, much worse. And we wouldn't even exist in such a terrible universe to know about it. We know that the universe is operated by 4 basic forces and a bunch of constants, laws of physics. But why 4 basic forces? Why do the constants have the values they have? And what would happen if they no longer had those values? How much worse would that Earth and universe that we just called harsh and not ideal be? And could any life sprout in such a universe? But if the universe is an arrangement, then who arranged it? Science doesn't say. But who else but God? Humans have also tried to meet God, to find the true nature of the universe by searching for the smallest building blocks that shape the universe. But instead of meeting God or a single elementary particle, science immediately got quantum mechanics, something even more difficult than classical physics. It's like, if I'd known, I wouldn't have bothered. We thought that by digging deep into the incredibly small world of quantum particles, science would find the truth. But no. What opened up was a micro world even more mysterious and complex, with bizarre operating principles that contradict the laws of the macro world. The speed of light is the ultimate limit. Information cannot be transferred instantaneously. Want to cross a mountain? You have to dig a tunnel? Sorry, in the quantum world, we don't do that. Two particles a billion light years apart can send messages to each other in 0 seconds, equivalent to infinite speed. Quantum entanglement. A particle takes the tunnel to cross a wall instead of going around it. Quantum tunneling. Why is the quantum world so contradictory? Science doesn't know. It seems that some omnipotent intelligence created the universe. And what we see in the quantum world is the complex blueprint that intelligence created. We see it, but don't have the knowledge to understand it. And the more we learn, the more we get stuck or continue to open another drawing, another world, another bunch of mysteries. That's on a micro scale. On a large scale, we're also helpless in seeing the true scale of the universe. All that is within the sight of humans and the most advanced telescopes is only the observable universe, a small part of the universe that we are allowed to observe. What's outside of it? Is the universe infinite or not? I think it's definitely not, but what's hiding that truth? Only God knows. When you think about how the universe was created from nothing, from a dense, hot soup of matter and energy, from primordial particles woven together by different values of mass and charge, basic forces, physical constants, chemical reactions to create a vast, infinite, and vibrant universe with billions of worlds. There will be times when you imagine a magical hand doing magic behind the curtain of reality. And if it's not God, how could all this happen? The great British mathematician Roger Penrose calculated that the probability of a life-sustaining universe like ours appearing is only 1/10 to the power of 10 to the power of 123. Much, much lower than the probability of winning the Viet Lot jackpot, and small enough that you can consider it equal to 0. Scientists explain this paradox by creating the concept of the multiverse. They explain that if you have an infinite number of universes, there will definitely be one suitable for life like ours. But the multiverse is like God. You can't prove it exists. Not to mention that it would take infinite energy to create an infinite number of universes, which is even more absurd than admitting the existence of God and that the universe was created by Him. Of course, science is based on evidence, and evidence of God may never appear unless He wants it to. It's possible that the intervention of a great entity like an omnipotent God outside the universe could destroy our tiny world. That's why He has never revealed Himself. Maybe He has hinted at His existence by creating religion, or by planting the idea for this video in the head of a handsome sweet potato YouTuber. I don't know. What about you guys? Do you think the universe was created by God? Please leave a comment below. As always, remember to like this video if you found it good, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to watch scientific content from Brainpop Universe. And now, goodbye, and see you again.